In this video, I'm going to show you how I sell my high-level SaaS plans so that you too can become a SaaSpreneur, and more specifically, I'm going to show you how to formulate and frame your offer. So stick around. Hey, welcome back. And before we get too deep into the video, I want to make a quick clarification here that we are selling SaaS services and not SMMA. Now, the differences between SaaS and SMMA is that typically SMMA, which is social media management agency, you're offering a custom tailored service for a client. It's usually a small business or some other brand that has hired you to manage their social media for them. Okay, again, you're making a tailored solution. You're sitting around with the brand, you're coming up with a strategy, you're coming up with a product, you're coming up with the ads, you're building every funnel custom. And because of that, you're typically doing absolutely everything. It's a very hands-off approach from the customer or from the client in this point. And because you're doing absolutely everything front to back, from the ads to the management to the funnels, because you're doing everything, you're typically the first person that they're gonna call when everything or anything breaks or anything has a hiccup or anything slows down. You're gonna be the person to call. And usually because you're charging them anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 a month, and because there's a lot of manpower expenses in a team, it's usually a low margin on the $1,000 to $3,000 per month. Now let's contrast that with selling a SaaS product, which is software as a service. That's the SaaS. So typically what's gonna happen is you're gonna give them a productized service. There's pretty much, you're going to give them something that is very color within the lines. Here's the pre-prescribed program that you're going to buy, and there's not a whole lot of deviation from that, okay? Because there's very limited customization, and the customer on the customization side typically will DIY most stuff. Okay, we're going to give them a framework. If you watched a previous video of mine, I talked about automating a specific process like missed call text back or Google reviews. If you haven't watched that, I'm gonna put a card right up here in the corner. You can go ahead and watch that video when we're done. But typically it's a framework that we have prescribed and they just have to fill in their information. There's very little to customize there. And because on the SaaS model, we as the company are more hands-off as opposed to SMMA where the customer is more hands-off, we just become a utility that the customer just never thinks about. As long as our stuff is working, they don't think about it. It just works in the background. And if something breaks, because they've done so much DIY, they're generally gonna try to fix it themselves. Now, because we're not doing as much hands-on work and there's not as much hand-holding, we can't charge as much as an SMMA service. So we only get $100 to $300 a month, depending upon how we're gonna price our products. However, that is a very high margin $100 to $300 because there's not a whole lot that goes into fulfillment. But the problem that I see with most people when they try to sell high-level SaaS mode is that they forget the ass. They get so caught up in selling the software that you lose your ass along the way. They forget about the service part. They act as though they're literally selling HighLevel with another name on it. And to be fair, it's not really their fault because on its face, that kind of sounds like what you should be doing. And that's not how we sell HighLevel to small businesses. So instead of obsessing over the 300 different features that your software has and that your customer can use, what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna take a couple of core features and we're gonna create a system plus bonuses for our customers to use. We're gonna do a lot of the building and give them a template rather than just giving them a blank canvas and going, here's 300 things that you can do. And when we do that, we take the system that we built plus some bonuses, and what's gonna happen is we're actually gonna make an irresistible offer to our customers. And now first, let's talk about what actually defines a system. And in this case, in the case of purposes of this video, this system is gonna be a grouping of high-level features that are pre-configured in a specific way to get a desired result without any tinkering from your end user. Again, think like we're handing our customer a coloring book rather than a blank sketch pad. What we're doing is we're gonna put the outlines in the system and we're gonna tell them, hey, this color goes here, this value goes there, your name goes here, and all they have to do is basically fill in the blanks. And that is not what you get with a high-level blank account, okay? With a high-level blank account, you get a blank sketch pad. That is not a system. Instead, what we do is we go ahead and we actually load our brand onto HighLevel, and then we actually create a snapshot and load that into every single account. And that snapshot has a specific framework, which is a predetermined system. And for the rest of this video, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna use an example that HighLevel promotes a lot actively themselves. It's a very common system that a lot of successful SaaSpreneurs use. And that is, we're gonna promote a snapshot that schedules estimates via the missed call text back. This is very important. This is like their signature feature. Through missed call text back for either an electrician or a plumber or any other real home service business, anything like this. Really any business where there's gonna be someone in a uniform that comes out to your house, either that be pest control, roofing, plumbing, electrical, really any trade, this particular framework would apply. And here are the features that actually make up that system. And in case you're unaware, what that system is it's when somebody, let's say somebody's on a job site and a customer sees their ad over on Google, they see their number on Google, they give them a call, and because the person's in the middle of a job, they're too busy to pick up and answer the phone. So what's gonna happen is the system is gonna detect the missed call and then send a series of text messages to the number that just called them, and with the intent of basically capturing their information and scheduling them for either an estimate or a service. And it's all gonna happen automatically without the person knowing. In an ideal scenario, the tradesman who's on the job who misses the call, about 5 or 10 minutes later, he gets a notification that goes, oh, hey, Sally Jones just booked an estimate for tomorrow. And he never actually had to speak to Sally. And to make that particular scenario a reality, you need the LC phone system, you need missed call text back, you need to have a workflow automation set up, you need to set up a form, you need to set up a calendar, the CRM function, and if you really want to get fancy, you can actually hook up the conversational AI chatbot inside of HighLevel. Now, what I see a lot of people do, especially newer people, they'll go in and they'll try to sell all of these features and talk about all of these features individually, and then wonder why people aren't buying. And then when they can't sell HighLevel by overwhelming people with features, what they do is they grab the purple version of this book and they start offering a guarantee. Either when you buy all these features, it works, or you don't pay. And then they still don't get sales. And it's not the price, it's not the branding, it's not even the guarantee or the message that's killing their conversions. It's the fact that they're selling software and they're actually not selling an end result. Let me say that again. They're actually selling software and they're not selling an end result. Instead, what we should be doing is we should be selling the result that the system will achieve for your customer, not the individual software features. In fact, when I'm selling HighLevel, I try not to mention the individual features at all, because truthfully, the customer doesn't care what features your software has. All they care about is what it's gonna do for them. And to illustrate my point, let's talk about Wi-Fi for a second. Okay, when have you ever asked what features your Wi-Fi had included? Have you ever asked about what features your Wi-Fi had or how it works to bring you the internet? Maybe have you ever asked about how much data you get or what the speeds mean or how many megabytes per second and how much faster 400 megabytes from 600 megabytes? I mean, have you asked any of those questions? Of course you didn't. All you asked was, if I pay you $80 a month, if I pay you money, will I be able to access the internet? Result. Without anything being lagged, without pain. That is all you ask. Again, if I pay you $80 a month, will I be able to access the internet and watch TV without lag? Simple: cost, result, pain. Once you determine that the answer to that question was yes, you probably never thought about your Wi-Fi until right now. You just signed up and you pay the bill every single month unless something breaks. And it's the same with your water, your sewer, your trash, and your electricity bill. The question was, if I pay this amount of money every month, will I never have to think about where my trash goes? Will I never have to think about what happens when I turn on the light? Will I never have to think about what happens when I open the faucet? Will I get water? If I pay you every month, will I get this thing done? And that is why we want to sell our HighLevel just like a utility. Because again, these are things that you just do and you never think about, and you always pay the bill unless something breaks. And this is how you frame your software, like it's a utility. If you pay me X, I will make sure you never have to worry about Y again. That's it. That is the basics. That is the crux of your offer. Now, let me bring this back up here on screen. All right, let's sell this. Let's sell all of these features without getting technical. Again, in case you forgot, the LC phone system, missed call text back, workflow automations, forms, calendars, CRM. We're gonna leave the chatbot out of here because it adds a little layer of complexity, and it's really not needed for the video. So we're gonna sell the rest of the features without getting technical. This is how a typical conversation would go. It would start by me saying, hey, Mr. Electrician, how many estimates and jobs are you losing to missed calls every single month? Now, I don't expect him to actually have an answer for that, but I want him to say, you know, I don't know, but I'm sure I'm missing at least one, which is true. Every single person who has a phone call that's not being answered 100%, if they miss calls, they're missing at least one job per month. And that's all. All we need is one. So I would go for me. I would say, what's your average job go for? And again, I don't expect them to know an exact number, but everybody who's been in business for a while kind of knows what their average job goes for. At which point, somebody who does home improvement work for a living will probably say somewhere, about $1,000 is the average ticket. To which point I would then make the offer, would you pay $200 a month to never worry about that happening again. And he would probably say yes to that offer, because chances are your customers are losing way more business every month in terms of dollars than implementing your system is going to cost them. Think about our hypothetical with the electrician. He's losing one job a month for $1,000 every single month. So he's losing $1,000 a month in business, and we're gonna offer him a software solution to make sure that doesn't happen for $200. He's already in the green. But here's the thing, they don't understand all the technical jargon and how it works. When you talk about, oh, hey, I'll have missed call text back, I'll have this, it works here, there, right? They're not understanding all of the technical jargon that you're using when trying to sell software. And they're afraid to tell you that, which is why they just say, I need to think about it, let me think about it. We're all human. We don't want to be embarrassed. If I have someone who's gonna be talking at me and I've lost what they're talking about, rather than me going, oh, I don't know how it works, you would kind of just nod your head and go, yeah, okay, I'll tell you what, let me think about it and I'll get back to you. And what they're probably doing is they're probably trying to learn how it all works. But if you boil it down to, if you pay X, you won't have to worry about Y, you'll get a much better result. And the reason for that is that you're speaking in terms that they already understand, okay? Your customers, they know the anxiety that they have when they miss a call. They know if they can't get to the phone, it's a potential customer that they missed. And they also know what it feels like to have peace of mind. So what you're doing is you're relating your offer to things that they already know. They know what anxiety feels like, and they know what peace of mind feels like, and for $200, they can have peace of mind. And that's how this offer actually gets framed. So we take things that they know, more business, and no anxiety versus a $200 a month cost. And for anybody who, again, is losing at least $1,000 a month in business, this is a no-brainer offer. Again, we don't talk about technical, we don't talk about software, we just talk about what we can do for them versus what it's gonna cost them every single month. But now what we wanna do is we wanna take that no-brainer offer and we wanna add some bonuses so that it's really stupid to say no to this particular offer. Because even though our offer makes the customer more money than it costs, we're all still human, okay? I don't care how much money we make or how much the thing that we buy is gonna make us. We absolutely hate raising expenses. Okay, we absolutely hate raising what comes out of the checkbook every single month. So what we're gonna do then is we're gonna identify things that they're likely already paying for out of pocket with somebody else, and we're gonna include them free with our new offer that we just sold them on. Things like this, things like a website plus hosting the website, things like a CRM and an email system, text message software, a scheduling tool, or a social media planner. There's countless small businesses out there that are paying at least $300 a month or more for all of this functionality, which you include with HighLevel. Now, what we're doing by offering all of these, by including them for free, what we're doing is we're actually making our offer a net negative on their expenses. What does that mean? So what's happening is they're paying us $200 a month to use our services and get the missed call text back functionality and the result. But we're also doing, by including all the website and the CRM and the emails and all the other stuff in there for free, they can actually cancel $300 worth of existing services. This is a huge win-win. It's a win-win because we make $200 a month and the customer actually ends up saving $100 a month. Yes, they're paying us $200, but they're able to cancel $300 worth of services. Again, it makes a win-win for both parties, which is a very easy sale for us. Now, understanding this slide is going to be key because we want them to make their buying decision based on the original system that we sold. Okay, the result that our $200 a month system is going to produce for them. But not everybody is going to say yes for this. So what we're gonna do then is we're going to actually tip the value equation really hard in our favor by offering all of the stuff they're probably already paying for free. It's important that we go, this is $200 and this is free, rather than you get all of this for $200. It's very important in the copy how you break these two up. And by now the customer's probably gonna say yes. And we made a really big, huge promise to the customer. We told them we're gonna give them a free website, we're gonna give them a free CRM, we told them we're gonna give them all this stuff for free. How are we actually going to deliver on this? Well, it's actually not that hard as it turns out. Now here are the component pieces of the offer and what we have to do to get them active live and deliver on them. So the missed call text back system, like we talked about in the beginning, now we're gonna have to do their account setup, but again, we can have the customer DIY that, and if we actually create a decent course and some decent instructional videos, we can also have them DIY their A2P registration. Again, you can do both of these for the customer for a fee. But a lot of people will go the DIY route if you have your copy correct. Now for all the free stuff, we've got the website, the hosting, the CRM, the text messaging, the scheduling, the social media planner. Well, all of this, you're gonna spend some time creating it once, but once you put it here into a preloaded snapshot with custom values, all you need is a tutorial and explain to the person to go fill in all the custom values on a single screen. All of this will be customized to them. Now, of course, you can offer a done-for-you onboarding option for a fee. If somebody goes to you and they go, hey, I like the system, but can you just set it up for me? You can absolutely say yes, but make sure that you either charge money for it or you outsource it to somebody else. I actually outsource a lot of my onboardings over to Extendly. I will leave a link to them down below. You can go check them out. But if you're doing things right and you have a well-designed snapshot based around custom values, you're not really going to need a whole lot of done-for-you onboardings. And because I put so much time into my onboarding and so much time into my training videos, that's usually the case. They can go ahead and they can get stuff live in an afternoon and then get the rest of it live on a Saturday. But talking about that process is for another video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to become a high-level SaaSpreneur, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm documenting my journey all the way to 2,000 users with Lead Vortex. I'm actually going to put together a free course down here in the description showing you how to basically do all this in more of a step-by-step format, so you're not going and hoping that YouTube serves you the right video. Speaking of the right video, there's gonna put one in each corner up here. Go ahead, take a look at those, and I will see you in another video.